You'd think two cryptocurrencies with almost the exact same name would be, kind of similar, right? Well, today we're going to see just how wrong that can be. We're diving into the wild story of Joe versus Josie. It's a tale of global internet memes going head to head with a very local, very real world mission. So, on one hand, you've got Joos. This thing is a pure product of internet chaos, a global meme. And then, on the other hand, there's Jozi, which is all about a local mission, trying to literally transform an entire country's economy. So what's the deal here? What's the real story? And yeah, this really lays it all out, doesn't it? Is Joe Coin just, a chaotic mess of internet jokes and pure hype? And then you've got Josie Coin. Is this the real deal? A focused project trying to build something that actually does something in the real world? We're about to find out. All right, first up, let's meet Joe. And I gotta warn you, this is where things get, well, a little weird. We're heading straight into the wild world of meme coins. Okay, so get this. The whole thing is based on the emoji guy internet meme. Seriously. The founders? Totally anonymous, going by names like Cryptofish and 0x Murloc. And in what has to be the most classic crypto move ever, they claim it uses quantum mechanics. How? They don't really say. Of course. And their big mission statement? Well, if you can even call it that, they call it an investment vehicle for the pre-rich, elite, and cultured. I mean, come on. That just perfectly captures the whole vibe, right? It's self-aware, it's kind of poking fun at itself, and it's all about that speculative hype you see in the meme coin universe. Okay, so let's just put a pin in that whole chaotic meme world for a second. We're going to do a complete 180 and travel all the way to South Africa. Because here, a coin with a super similar name has a totally different game plan. Let's meet Jozi. And right away, even the name tells you everything you need to know. Jozi, that's what locals lovingly call Johannesburg, which is, the biggest financial hub in all of Africa. So right from the get-go, this project is grounded, it's tied to a real place, a real culture, with a real economic history. Yeah, we are not talking about memes or internet fads here. Not even close. Jozi Coin is trying to be a serious part of South Africa's massive shift toward a digital future. The ambition, the tone, it's just on a completely different planet from Jozi Coin. In their mission, it's huge. They're not just trying to make a quick buck for a handful of people. Nope. They want to build the biggest game in Africa, a whole ecosystem with a game hub and a marketplace. And the end goal, the big vision, to literally make life better. Big words. So when you put them side by side like this, it's just night and day. With Joe Coin, its whole point is being a meme. That's its utility. It trades on decentralized exchanges. It's a standard ERC20 token on Ethereum. Pretty typical stuff for a meme coin. But Jozi Coin, it's building an actual thing, a game hub with P2P trading. That suggests a much more controlled, purpose-built system. Okay, so we've established these two coins are polar opposites. But the story of Jozi, it's actually much bigger than just one crypto project. This is really about the future of an entire country's economy. Which brings up the big question, right? Why South Africa? And why right now? Well, let me tell you, the timing for a project like Jozi Coin is absolutely not a coincidence. It's landing right in the middle of a huge economic transformation. See, for a long, long time, South Africa's economy was all about what experts call the minerals energy finance complex. Basically, mining, power, and big banks. That was the engine. But now, the country is making a historic pivot, moving away from that old model as fast as it can, trying to build a brand new economy on top of digital platforms. And just how big of a pivot are we talking about? Well, let me just throw one number at you. R91.4 billion. That's billion with a B. To put that in perspective, that's over 5 billion US dollars. It's a massive, massive bet on the country's digital future. And that huge number, it's not just pulled out of thin air. That is the projected value that the digital platform economy is expected to add to South Africa's GDP by the year 2035. And it's this incredible wave of change that projects like Jozi Coin are trying to ride. And this chart, wow, it really shows you the scale we're talking about. Look at that. In 2022, this whole digital platform thing was just a tiny sliver of the economy, like 0.02% of GDP. But the projection for 2035, 1.38. Now I know that might not sound like a huge number on its own, but think about the growth. That's a nearly 70 times increase. It's an absolutely insane exponential leap. But here's the thing. To actually make it in this new digital world, projects like Jozi might need to look back to South Africa's old industrial roots, because there's a crucial lesson there. And it all comes down to one word: trust. So, in South Africa's mining industry, there's this really important idea called the social license to operate. And what it means is pretty simple. A company can't just show up with a legal piece of paper and start digging. It has to earn the trust and the approval of the local community. If you lose that trust, your project is basically dead in the water. It fails. And what's so cool is how this old school idea fits perfectly in the new digital world. Think about it. Mines used to have to create vendor portals to bring in local small businesses, right? Well, a digital platform like Jozi has to do the same thing by giving people real access to its marketplace. And just like mines had to prove their social return on investment, a crypto project has to prove its worth with transparent, on-chain data. It's the exact same challenge, just in a different setting. You've got to earn that trust. So that really leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? In this crazy world of anonymous global meme coins like Joe, can a local project like Jozi, with a huge mission to actually make life better, really pull it off? It kind of feels like the answer has less to do with their code or their blockchain, and everything to do with whether they can earn that old-fashioned social license. Can they win the trust of the very people they're trying to help? That's what we'll have to wait and see.